What's up guys, it's Lightsprowl here, and today I'm going to be bringing you my October 2017 Hall of Heroes prediction. So this month is going to be the Dark Hall of Heroes. The Light and Dark Hall of Heroes are always the most exciting ones to try and think of and try and guess, just because they're really rare, and other than the Hall of Heroes, you likely won't get too many Light and Dark Nat 4s. So the Nat 4s we're going to be looking at is everything from the Nine-Tailed Fox in the top right, all the way down to the Dark Dice Magician in the bottom left. As far as I know, the rules for what cannot be a Hall of Heroes is that any monster that has a Nat 3 counterpart can't be a Hall of Heroes. This isn't a rule necessarily, but they don't typically give out repeat Hall of Heroes. So the only time they really give out repeat Hall of Heroes is in the Anniversary Hall of Heroes, but other than the anniversaries, they've never given out a repeat. I'll give you guys two, I'll call them honorable mentions, but they're kind of just like monsters that I wouldn't be surprised if it is these, but I'm hoping it's going to be my number one pick. So the first honorable mention, if you want to call it that, is Monty, the Dark Dice Magician. He would just be a monster that's really fun, and they haven't given out a Dice Magician Hall of Heroes yet. I wouldn't mind if this was the first one that they do choose to give out. My next honorable mention is going to be Dusky, the Dark Jack-o'-lantern.
Hip hip! Boo! Hip hip! Boo! Hip hip! Boo! Hip hip!
Boo! You stink!
And this is just based purely on the fact that it would not be surprising at all if Comduos gave us literally one of, if not the worst Dark Nat 4 in the game. So if it is this guy, it'll really stink, but it's better than nothing, I guess.
It's time for the moment you've been waiting for.
So as for my number one and my official pick, or my official guess for what I think this Hall of Heroes is going to be Kamiya. I'm feeling pretty optimistic about this just because last month I tried to guess the light one and I was decently optimistic, and then it turned out to be one of the only light Nat 4s I actually already had, the Light Assassin. So not only was it a bad Nat 4, but it was one of the ones I already had. So now 3 of the 4 LD Lightnings I've gotten have been Hall of Heroes. So that does really stink, but I do not have this one, so if it is this, it'd be awesome. So I think she's a good candidate for this because she's pretty okay, but she's not overpowered, and she's not someone that everyone in the whole game is begging for. So real quickly, I'll just go over her skills. So the first skill attacks 3 times and heals herself for half the inflicted damage. So it's like a vampire effect on the first skill. Nothing insane. The multipliers aren't too high. The second skill goes down to a 3-turn cooldown when it's maxed, but it harmlessly attacks an enemy, puts them to sleep for 2 turns, and if you do sleep them, you get a free violent proc. Now the sleep synergizes super well with this third skill. This third skill attacks an enemy, and it has an 800% multiplier, and on the target if it crits. But if the target you attack is asleep, it's a guaranteed crit. So with an 800 multiplier, as well as fairly decent base attack, if you built this person on a attack crit damage attack with some accuracy subs so you can land the sleep, then this should hit some pretty good damage actually, I'd imagine. As well as if it doesn't land that good damage, you'll at least stun them. So if it doesn't kill them, you can at least stun. And the second and third skills are both on a 3-turn cooldown, so you're going to be able to cycle through them super quick, and it provides a ton of crowd control. I believe YDCB has one of these, and it seems pretty good when he uses it. A lot of things seem really good when he uses it. I think that this would be a super fun monster to have. At very minimum. It's also worth mentioning that she has a 40% attack power leader skill for dark monsters. So that's my pick for this 2017 Dark Hall of Heroes. Be sure to leave your guess in the comments. Last month we had a lot of people that were super negative and were guessing the worst monsters in the game, and I'm assuming this month's going to be the same. And to be fair, it's not a bad guess to try and guess one of the worst in the game, because it is the Hall of Heroes, and we can't really expect to get the good ones, but it is fun to read the comments and see what people are guessing. But I think that's really all I have for today though, guys. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, be sure to tell me in the comment section. Also, if there's any other videos you want to see, make sure to leave that in the comments as well. But other than that, guys, I think that's really all I have for today. So may the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows.